Could happen. The real play experience where we put players against problems with no easy answers, incomplete information, and always against a ticking clock. Coming up in this episode.
Temperature's rising. You're not comfortable. There's definitely issues here. Do you mind if you open your mouth? Oh dear, she's gone.
In this episode, we find ourselves aboard the CSV Marietta's Requiem, a civilian space vehicle retrofitted as a diplomatic auditorium, currently in high orbit above Tau Ceti F. The vessel hosts the Interstellar Peace Gala, a high-profile cultural summit orchestrated to symbolise interspecies unity and to reinforce the fragile trust between UFR member factions and former enemies. The centrepiece of this gala is Harmony Beyond Stars, an original multisensory opera composed by a renowned spacer artist. Delegates from across the UFR and its allies are gathered in ceremonial finery, seated in separate viewing galleries, and everyone is watching everybody else. But beneath the music, something sharp stirs. Someone in this room plans to sabotage the piece, and there's more than one person willing to help them do it. And of course, anything could happen.
Hello. I'm Antonio. I'm a game designer, and I'm playing Benji Khan, the UFR envoy.
Hello, my name is Kareem Crompley. I'm playing Vox Kel Ethrin, Githyanki Diplomat.
Hello, my name is Claire. I'm a silly guy, but today I'll be playing the very serious General Drake Voss, the Jabbar delegate of this opera this evening.
Hi everyone, I am Lucy. I'm a video game producer, and today I will be playing Lucy Bling, the UFR Special Attaché.
As the opening bars of the overture commence, we have to remember that in the end, anything could happen.
Hello, envoy. UFR.
Hello.
So, what is your opinion on this music?
It just started.
Yes, but have you been to many operas before?
A few. This, I've been very excited actually to hear the new piece from this composer. Definitely.
So this is a common occurrence.
Oh, well, common, I don't know. I don't have the pleasure of coming too often to these sorts of events, but I would be lying if I didn't say that I didn't enjoy them.
This is actually a special piece that our dear composer has created for this exact event.
Yes.
Amazing. I see, hence the title, Peace Upon Us.
A bit corny, no?
A bit on the nose, yes, but you know.
I didn't want to say it, but I liked his previous piece, so I'm giving him a chance.
Yes, well, where I'm from, it's more physical displays and festivals. Celebrate, you know?
There's a lot of, subtle things that can be enjoyed here. I mean, hear this instrument right now, how marvelous and how deep. There's a lot of emotions in there.
Deep, yes. Well, what do you think of it, Githyanki?
It has a certain rhythmic rhombosity that seems quite adequate.
Aptly put. You can tell the intent behind every single note. There's a story behind it.
Yes, the story of peace and lack of bloodshed. No violence.
Well,
no combat.
I would say more peace and unity.
Yes, unity. We're all united in our love of this opera.
General, this
Yes.
whole meeting is about, diplomacy and working together. Do you have an issue?
I mean, the nature of compromise is a little give and take, don't you think?
Very
So
much
I'm just giving my perspective of things.
Oh. Suppose we'll take it.
Yes.
But should the UFR be worried that you enjoy so much violence and bloodshed? That it is what I'm reading from what you're suggesting.
I mean, with what we've been through, it's somewhat in our culture, but I mean, violence is just a necessary means in some cases. But this is a day of peace and prosperity.
Exactly.
It'll be mock combat from now on. Something to keep the adrenaline pumping, as it were.
I have to say, General, I'm very glad that you're not taking your latest battle defeat so not too badly.
Thank you for bringing that up.
It's very impressive. It shows all your restraint and wisdom.
Yes. Yes, my restraint and wisdom that defeat is necessary for the larger whole on some occasions.
And to be honest, there are no defeats, there are only lessons.
Yes. Yes, lessons that involve lots of dead soldiers.
No lesson comes easy, I suppose.
Yeah.
But the important thing is that now, together, we can face any adversity as one.
Well, what does our fellow philosopher priest have to say about the nature of defeat?
Lives take many paths. Each one gives us lessons which we must learn from. It is whether that path has the taste of truth within it, gives us the lessons we need to acquire through that experience.
Yes, sure. Now, who has a drink in their hand? We must not let our hands go empty. Anyone who doesn't, I will fetch one for us.
Oh, there's no need, General. We have people for that.
Definitely, I would imagine that you've organized such a beautiful event, Benjamin. I would obviously expect that the staff is ready at hand to help us.
But isn't this a grand gesture that the people should see, handing off drinks and toasting?
You are very correct, actually. So,
It's again very humble on your part.
Yes, do you have any preferences?
Oh, some sparkling citrusy. I believe the latest trend is called the tonic.
Sparkly citrus tonic. 3 words, easy to remember. What about you, priest?
Will do with simple fruit juice, if that's all right.
Fruit juice. No sacred waters.
You seem to misunderstand the purpose of my order. We do not have, whilst we are spiritual in nature, it is not towards any kind of other being. It's more towards a quest for truth and honesty in all things.
I will seek to find the most true and honest fruit juice for you then.
Thank you.
I go off to find a drink. Up to the bar.
I'm very impressed that we're all in agreement to trust the general of the Jabbar delegation to fetch us drinks. Really, truly, it's a marvelous token of friendship and peace after all.
Yes. I think we are all still being very careful as we move towards what is hopefully a more positive outcome for all our peoples.
Exactly. Nothing should be taken for granted. But, again, together, we move forward.
So immersive, the current beautiful piece playing. The combative overtone, I mean, I hope they're not bringing ideas.
No, it's just to evoke the stories of the past. What was once our stories, and now the future, who knows? Hopefully something brighter, right?
All life struggles face some kind of combination of blockers and challenges which must be overcome. Maybe this is more symbolic of those life struggles rather than distinct combat between peoples. Has potential isolation, potential descriptors within all these kinds of ideas.
I am back with the drinks. Sparkling citrus tonic,
Thank you, General.
fruit juice,
Thank you.
and something called a sex on the beach for me.
It's one of our most famous drinks.
Yes. Sounds like a story.
It is, in a way. It can be, I suppose.
Well, a toast to prosperity, unity, peace.
Peace be upon us.
Peace be upon us. And now that we've toasted to peace, I feel like I should get to know the allies in which I'm making. I mean, what kind of a culture would you say that you were brought up in? I mean, where were you born? I mean, what was your childhood like?
I myself am a bit of an old school sort of character, as I was born on Earth, actually, which I know is very rare these days. But I had a very normal childhood on a farm, amongst other humans. And,
So, backbone of society, farm, agriculture.
Indeed.
What about yourself, General?
I mean, standard. Standard birth, standard training. And I rose through the ranks, you know? We've always been the combative sort. That's been our, measure of worth. So
General, were you inducted into your military as a child?
Yes, from a military
Seems a little
family.
aggressive.
I mean, a necessary aggressive maneuver. I mean, seeing as we have gone to battle and war in the past.
It seems such a shame for one to cut short the childhoods of one's younger generations.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it. What was your childhood like? I'm sure I could poke holes in it.
I'm not poking holes, I'm merely expressing sympathy, one might say, for the fact that, how can I put it? The conflicts of the past have led to such intrusive effects on people's lives, which hopefully this peace agreement, if it is a true and honest one, will help us erase these now would hope would be unnecessary actions from future experiences of our youngsters and our next generations from here on forward.
Can I just say, feel like maybe it's the music building, and all this energy. But I feel like we're facing a lot of scare. Oh,
Is this
black.
part of the show?
Yeah, this blackout.
Yeah, surely it's nothing. Our people are on it. Just sit tight.
Where can we resolve this issue? I will accompany you.
Oh, there we
That's
go.
better.
Back on.
Is there a security room, perchance?
Why would you want to go to a security room, General?
There was a security breach. I would accompany you, of course.
Oh, it was no security breach, General. I apologize. This vessel
the
is...
conductor is gone.
That seems like a security breach to me.
Something certainly quite, how does one say it, fishy going on?
It's all part of the act. It's what's called a happening. These artists, they like to concoct new ways to interact with the audience and evoke emotions. Surely it's fun.
I have seen the previous piece of the composer, and I very much highly doubt it's the case.
Well, if we want to continue seeing pieces by this composer, I suggest that we find and organize some security response.
What?
We have
Is that a threat?
People on it,
No.
General.
I merely wish for the safety of those here. A conductor might disappear, but there are a lot of very important people right here, including all of us, and I do not wish to disappear next.
Well,
It seems quite irregular. Although I do understand some people's art can be more interactive than others. Although this does seem, given it is a musical piece, for the conductor to go missing, quite unusual.
I'd like to point out that the General is the only military character here, and
The only apparent military character.
Not at all.
Yes, this war was fought on two sides. There
are always stories and extant incidents in one's past that may lead to a future much changed from one's own experience.
Look, I have experience in coordinating a bunch of people to hunt down other people. If there's something wrong, I can aid with my skills.
I'm not feeling so well, and I wonder if the General maybe has put something in my drink.
Or perhaps it's your stomach that's acting up. Maybe the citrus tonic was not to your liking.
Maybe it was more sparkling than you have. Okay, I'm not a medical professional. I will go fetch a medical professional.
Do not worry, Lucy Blink. I will get someone, please.
This is deeply concerning.
I'm gonna try some breathing exercise.
Would you allow me to take a look? In the monastery, I was given some basic medical training. I can at least have a look, if you don't mind, Attaché, Lucy Bling. Allow me. Yes, you're definitely temperature's rising. You're not comfortable. There's definitely issues here. Do you mind if you open your mouth? Oh dear, she's gone. Oh dear, what's this?
As the Githyanki diplomat starts to examine the body closer, you realize that the attaché's flesh is starting to melt.
Stepping away. It's very strange.
Yes,
Seems to be burning up from the inside.
Okay, perhaps we... a bit unorthodox, but let me let me carry our attaché. Just
Excuse me, that does not appear to be actually a UFR representative. There seems to be something beneath that surface skin. Something else.
oh,
Something aquatic.
we're in galleries, correct?
Let me see if I can recognize this at all. Do we need to put them in water so they can breathe? See if I can find something. Is there any sign of life at all that I'm looking for? Did you get? Oh. General! Oh dear. This is looking like it's all starting to fall apart rather desperately. The General appears to have gone running. Yes.
I have people on it. I'm sure it's just they needed to go to the bathroom.
I think we might be having a few more challenges here than just someone going to the bathroom, don't you? Oh dear. Right. So.
And as the chaos ensues, our Jabbar delegate is surrounded by security as ordered by the envoy and is arrested. Our attaché is dead, but were they in the attaché? The Jabbar delegate is confused and trying to work out. And just at that point, the music returns, the conductor comes on, and the audience goes wild. And that is where we shall end it. What on earth has been going on?
What on Tau Ceti, I think? Where?
Tau Ceti F,
where are we?
Tau Ceti Foxtrot, wasn't it? I seem to recall.
Tau Ceti something, yes.
Well,
so, okay. Well, I don't think we got our treaty.
Can I just point out that 2 minutes ago, Oscar sent me a very helpful private message that said, "You is dead."
You is dead.
You is dead.
I am well aware.
Oh.
Well, you actually triggered. I had some. So, just for some information, actually, let's. Special attaché, can you tell us who on earth you really are?
I mean, I am but a humble UFO special attaché.
How special are you?
I'm special. I'm looking for the exact name because I don't want to say something silly. I know because obviously it is me, but I am a Scaraf, a genetically modified to pass for human. I am a Lankai.
Lankai, yes.
I remember those.
You should know, Karim. You made us aquatic. Yes. And
I see you managed to knock the accent on the head beautifully. Well done.
Thank you very much. I've been trained for that. And yeah, I was a double agent. And my aim was to evaluate how fragile your alliance was and to destabilize it. And I literally said I drank some of the drink that the general brought, and then I die, and no one accuses the general. Like, what the hell, guys?
I mean, that's why I started running. I was like, well, I'm being framed.
I was gonna get there.
I think you did that rather effectively. Actually, I think that not only did you say that, but you had the impact that the general ran away.
I didn't see that. I'm sorry, I was dead.
You're dead at that point.
So,
although I was quite intrigued why you triggered the you had a failsafe because you weren't allowed to catch it live.
Yes,
but why did you trigger it? Why did you trigger it?
I triggered it because you said an implant in my head snapped, and if it does, my cover actually gets removed, and my whole
Well,
human
that was the
appearance
risk.
disappears.
That was the risk. We don't know what triggered that though. So
Well, the whole technical thing, blackout. Yeah, we don't know what it is, but as soon as it was like there's a risk that I could actually be discovered, I was like, I shall die for the cause of the Malankai.
indeed.
I guess I'll die.
Hey, for once, I kill people in most of these scenarios, but for once it's me.
You don't kill me, I kill me.
I had a knife on me. I could have killed, but I didn't.
I was so ready to accuse you of having a weapon.
Yeah,
You actually had a weapon.
I
So it's
did
like,
a microblade.
The
I
thing
also
is-
had a little thing to plug in and destroy the whole show, basically.
Oh, just the
so tell
show,
us a little
not
bit
the
about
ship.
that. Not the ship. The show.
No, hang on. I had secret. You carry a microblade and a red line packed data shard intended to trigger a total power systems collapse if successfully planted and activated. It takes 5 minutes to activate once planted. That's why I was like, let's go to the security room.
Mhm.
Because I needed a terminal, which I found out while I was getting drinks and just kind of walked around a little bit.
It's kind of ironic. You found the terminal. You're about to go do something about it, and before you got a chance to, you got basically accused of poisoning, which is not what you were doing.
I was going to do something illegal. I just didn't do that one.
Was
If you search
down
my
on the
body,
list.
you'll see that I had a different plan entirely.
But I think there was somebody who was paying attention to what was going on and trying to track things.
oh
Wasn't
no.
there, Karim?
Yes, there was. I sensed the carrier wave in the music going to you, Mr. Envoy, and the fact that you got a message just before it went dark. It's like, okay, what's going on there? And you were just exuding rage, General, all the time. So it's like, okay, where's this going to play out so I can see if I can pull this all together, or are they just going to turn themselves into a wet paste, or do I do it for them? Because I had my final cleansing act, if necessary, to make sure everything was dealt with properly. If you guys couldn't organize yourselves out of a footbath.
See, in my head, I was like, if I'm so aggressive, they'll think I'm a red herring.
But who was sending the messages?
Here's a good question.
I mean, and I
Mr.
don't think that our envoy actually knows who was sending the messages, but there is a clue in their brief.
Was it the spacer?
It's the conductor, the spacer composer, was sending the messages. They had information they were trying to share with you, namely that someone had a data shard.
I can't
Yeah.
believe you were actually the person we're supposed to catch. And I'm like, well, I thought I was a special one.
That's
the
what
irony
my whole
is-
plan was, is like, if I act so aggressive, they're gonna be like, oh, well, clearly I'm the special one and they're just a decoy because they're so aggressive.
But the irony was that you were never intended. Lucy, your character was never intended to be triggered.
Oh,
It
really?
was a byproduct. It was just accidental, same wavelength.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I killed myself for nothing.
You killed yourself for nothing.
Well, not for nothing.
But it did
I
work.
did-
It did the
yeah.
job.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
when,
you're a hero.
Yay!
you know
And
when
obviously
the
we're
wine
making
glass.
light of that for the purpose of science fiction. So obviously, please, trigger warnings and all that.
Yeah,
all,
yeah,
all
yeah.
that side of things. Obviously, this is just fiction. We're just having
Yes.
intentionally
Yes.
having fun with the process, spy movie style. So that's
Yes.
the intention here.
And
Anyone
I
got
had
any
to be
other-
a rebel. I had to
Yeah.
be a rebel rouser. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Mhm.
So
And
You rebel
I
Roused.
rebelled and aroused.
I was very confused when I was just like, the general's going to kill that one. And then the other one dies. And I go, what?
What?
I was
You'll
just
never
like,
know what
secret-
angle I'm coming from. Runs
part of
away.
me, I mean, I knew the Etta show was playing a bit weird. So I was just like, I mean, okay. One less worry, I suppose.
Let's worry. Any final thoughts or comments?
Well, my goal and objective was to prevent the treaty's success, so I think that happened.
Ironically, I think that did.
Achieved.
Your arrest achieved the goal.
Yay!
I mean, we can
was
still
actually-
we can talk it out.
was about to say, not necessarily, because basically there's two of us left
That's true.
who are perfectly capable of talking to one another, and the negative influences are no longer there. And the
you can always
place
get
didn't
another
blow up.
Jabbar delegate. Maybe one that's not a rebel rouser.
Yeah, that,
Maybe one that doesn't go look for like special security places when they shouldn't.
I realized that my whole point was also to prevent the peace treaty. So we should have just teamed up, the general and I. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
See,
I
one of
find
my
you.
things was that I knew that you weren't, like, I had a feeling that you weren't human. So I was
knew
gonna
that.
be like, okay, let's you and I go somewhere. But it didn't
I'm
feel
sorry.
like, since we were at the opera, it didn't feel like, oh yes, let's cheer, toast. I'm gonna text on my phone for a little bit. Don't ignore who I'm and then you hear a bleep. I feel like that wasn't the move.
Indeed.
I think the bad guys now just need to have like a secret handshake or something like that. Something that will be like, oh, hello. Oh.
Hello.
Oh yes.
Are you one of
Yes.
us?
Yeah.
It's finger guns. You get into a room and you start going, hey.
Hey. Finger guns for the win. Has to be done.
Very Disco Elysium, because you can actually do that.
Well, I think every game should have that. It's like petting dogs. You should always be able to pet the dog in a game.
True.
Oh, yes.
On that note, I think unless we have any other final additions to the debriefing process, I'm going to say thank you very much. Yeah, go for it.
I just wanted to tell my secret. I had a protocol that I never engaged that I mentioned to Oscar that I really wanted to just be able to say pineapple and it goes on, which was to kind of disable everyone that had weapons on them. But no one seemed to have weapons on them, so
I had a knife on me. That would have been so funny if you were just like, oh yes, for a drink I'll have a pineapple.
Wait, no, I didn't mean that. I just really like pineapples.
It would have nullified the special attache's brainstem thing. And it would also have
just
nullified
immediate chaos as soon as we start the episode.
meaning that they wouldn't be able to do their failsafe. That was what I mean by that. But also, the data shard wouldn't be able to function either.
got it.
So you'd have stopped two things.
You would have been a hero.
I do like the idea of like the thing in like Magic where it's just like counter, and it's just like you whip out a blade and I go pineapple,
and the blade disappears into a puff of logic.
and the attaché also like stops shape thing like.
I love it. Yeah, because I don't know if it would have revealed you though, Lucy. If you'd have actually lost your disguise, I suspect it wouldn't have done. I suspect it just would have mean you couldn't have blown yourself up, basically.
Well, yeah, I realized I should have just exploded, but I was like, I mean, it's going to be easier to just.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good.
And,
Right then,
What? You couldn't explode out of character to make us immerse?
I'm so sorry, my acting was just not good enough.
I mean, next time, Lucy, I mean, do at least, step up to the plate. All right, on that note then. So thank you very much for listening, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit different, and we did the space opera in space.
Space
or
opera, space
very meta,
opera.
very meta. And if you enjoyed that, please like, subscribe, share, tell other people, and we'll be back next time where, of course, anything could happen.
What?